All right. We are officially live. People, this is a special event. I love women entrepreneurs because, again, a lot of us sometimes feel just males that's in the entrepreneurship world. So I got a special guest for tonight, CEO, woman entrepreneur, a woman that understands the world of toughness, the world of greatness, the world of sacrifice. People, I want you guys to, of course, welcome Nitra Baker from DollHouse Culture. What's going on, Nitra?
Hey, how you doing?
Well, great. Nitra, it's a pleasure. I really appreciate you joining in tonight because it means a lot. First and foremost, a lot of women are growing into the entrepreneurship world. There's a lot of successful women in the entrepreneurship world, and I love for our culture to just see upcoming entrepreneurs. That's why I'm always going to promote this. First and foremost, a lot of people may not know who you are as they're tuning in, as they're getting live and all that good stuff. Tell us a little bit about Nitra, the entrepreneur. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm
Okay.
actually turned 29. And outside of running my business, I consider myself a very well-rounded individual. I'm very down to earth. I can connect with almost anybody, any age, any ethnicity. Um, like I said, I'm very grounded, so I like to do, relaxing things. Like I like to, meditate and cook and things that keep me
Very important.
very grounded. So yeah, that's pretty much me. Yeah.
Now, I mean, you say you've been doing entrepreneur. How many years have you been doing Dollhouse Culture?
DollHouse culture. So I've had my storefront for 4 years coming up in July,
Okay.
and it's actually been about 5 years because I started at home. So yeah.
Okay. What do you now? The name itself. Where did it come from? Where did it derive from? The whole Dollhouse culture.
Right. So I was actually stuck for a while. So I wanted to have a boutique. It
Okay.
started, and I'm like, okay, so I don't want to just cater to a specific woman. A lot of people say you have to have a specific target audience, but it's women for me. Like it's women of all ethnicities, all ages. So it's like very diverse. So I'm like, okay, so culture and I want to make these women feel good. I want to get them dressed. I want to doll them up. So dollhouse culture just kind of it had a really nice ring to it, and I was kind of putting stuff next to each other. I'm like, I like the way this sounds. So I have
What do you feel is like the greatest parts about being an entrepreneur?
being able to let me think about that for a second. The greatest
Take your
part
time.
is it's the freedom. It's the
Okay.
ability to say, um, I want to like if I change my vision, then I'm able to do that, right? If I go in a different direction that expands the brand, then I'm able to do that. I'm able to, you know, make make it whatever I want it to be. And so yeah, I would
I
say
love I love that answer because it's very true. The freedom is so important. In the world of entrepreneurship, a lot of people don't realize that you're getting paid what you're worth. You're loving what you do. You're helping people. You're helping people feel good about themselves by, embracing them with great clothing, great fashion that suits them to have to be more professional, have them just sometimes go on a date, on a night out just to feel better. And a lot of people don't understand how important that is. People, we're in a world right now, feeling better is so important. Emotional
it,
feelings is so important.
it definitely.
When it comes to the world of entrepreneurship, I know we have had a lot of supply issues. Has that affected you in any way with your venture?
Absolutely, absolutely. When you say supply, are we speaking on prices? Like the pricing?
Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's a good one because yeah, there's price and there's actually getting the product itself. So
Yeah.
let's talk more about let's focus more for right now on getting the products to supply your store. How
Okay.
has that been affected?
I've actually haven't had any issues with that because I
Okay.
use like a international brand. I actually buy wholesale in or in the US. So that
Oh
hasn't.
wow. Okay. Everything's
Yeah.
domestic. Okay. Now, when it comes to pricing, have that been affected at all? I mean, we got companies. Does companies like Zara or H&M, Fashion Nova, do these companies affect you in any way at all when it comes to the clothing business for women?
Um, no,
Oh
honestly,
wow.
if we're
Okay.
being Like, I know people say you should pay attention to the competition and things like that. I understand that, but I kind of I really stay in my own lane, although it's a
I love it.
yeah. So I don't really pay attention to what they have going on. I fluctuate and move based off what I have going on. So you got to meet.
Before, and it's true. I love how you said that because a lot of people don't understand how important that is. Like when you're good at what you do, when you're passionate at what you do, there is no competition. Do
Absolutely.
what you do and do it great and be great at it. Before clothing, what were you doing before the whole entrepreneurship itself? What got you into it?
Got you. So I was working at a call center. I was working at City
Okay.
Bank. I was working in small business. So I was in a
Okay.
service. Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't like it because, of course, when our lunch breaks, there was no mental freedom. You probably weren't getting paid what you were worth. I'm assuming, right?
Absolutely. You clock in a lot of hours and um, um and I'm speaking to people, some people are doing well, very well in their small business journey, and some people weren't. I would always talk to the people that were, and I would ask them, I took advantage of that before I headed out. Just
Very
ask,
smart.
yeah, like, so what did you do, to get here and things like that. But really, it wasn't serving me. It just wasn't serving me anymore. I changed my life dramatically changed. Like my whole perspective of things changed because I went through a traumatic situation. So that's what made me I started getting, kind of like this it was just distasteful to get up every morning. I'm rushing to
Correct.
hour traffic. I cannot stand rush traffic, rush hour traffic. I can't.
Yeah, I could imagine. I
Woo!
know what you're feeling. You
Yeah,
know, I've worked for a lot of companies, and I hated it, and that's what got me into entrepreneurship. And it was just I couldn't stand the structure, the management of people controlling me every day. Like I wanted more, and I felt like I deserved more. So when I see entrepreneurs like yourself, especially women entrepreneurs, you know, taking this sacrifice because it's a risk and a sacrifice you took. You had to just jump in and say, "This is what I'm doing. No matter what, I'm not gonna stop." And a lot
exactly.
of people don't understand how difficult that is. Like it's scary in the beginning. Like I'm not getting a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks anymore. This has to work.
Oh
And if
yeah.
it doesn't, it is what it is. Like it gotta work.
Yes, you got to have it in you. You definitely have to have it in you. You got to have some muscle in you because
Say is your biggest motivation when it comes to who you are as an individual that pushes you every day? What's your biggest motivation?
my biggest motivation. I had a son in 2016, and I lost him,
Okay.
and
Oh
that
wow.
was
Condolences.
okay. And so I made my son a promise that I would live full, that I would be happy, and that I would breathe for him because he was having.
Amen. Amen.
So, like I said, it just really drastically changed the way I viewed everything, like the whole dynamic of just how I was going about things. Like I wanted more. I wanted to, I knew I was capable of more. So that,
That's a blessing.
yes, like
That's a
definitely.
blessing. A lot of people nowadays, this whole thing of, oh, school isn't for me, school is not for me, school is for me. Did you go to college or did you just jump in entrepreneurship just by maybe watching YouTube videos? Because nothing wrong with either or, but some people naturally have it in them. Because I love how you started off by saying, I'm real social. I like talking to people. I like making people feel good. Did you go to college or did you just jump in entrepreneurship and say, I'm just going to go in the world of skill and become an entrepreneur?
I definitely jumped in. I definitely jumped in. Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope. A lot of, and that's another big risk because again, jumping in without really sometimes understanding business is so powerful because you have to learn as you go through the journey of being this woman CEO, solving problems every day, the late nights, the early mornings. It's just something else, man. When it comes to, I know you have one location. I'm assuming two locations. How many locations do you have right now?
I have one location.
Okay. Do you plan on opening up more locations?
Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, going through entrepreneurship, I can imagine it's everyday fight to be great, everyday fight to make sure you're marketing. What's the best way that benefits you when it comes to getting clients? Is it social media marketing, or are you still naturally just getting repetition of clients because they just love you and your products? Which way is it?
I think it's definitely a mixture, a good mixture of
Okay. I
um,
love that answer. That's exactly it.
definitely a good mixture of both. I feel like my clients are always referring other people to me. People are always asking them when they're
Very
out,
good.
like, "Hey, where'd you get your lashes done?" I
Good.
so like they do different things in different walks of life. Like I have clients that are dentists and clients that are news reporters and older clients.
Impressive.
So
Impressive.
they
Wh-
definitely
What do you feel is the toughest part about being an entrepreneur?
the toughest part is
Yeah.
when you have slow days.
Okay. We all do. We all do. Any entrepreneur that's on this live could admit it. We all have slow days. We all go through things. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest. I got slow times too, slow months.
On top of, dealing with things personally, just staying motivated no matter what's going on, staying consistent, like no matter what's going on, like that could be challenging. Like depending on what you are up against, that could be challenging. So I think
People don't understand. Go ahead. Sorry. Continue. So sorry.
that's okay. And I also think not having any financial backing is really
Oh,
hard because you don't know, like, when you're working, your hours, how much you're getting paid.
correct.
But when you are doing it yourself, everything really relies on who's coming through the door, who's purchasing items, who's shopping online, who's booking appointments. Like those things determine, the flow of your business. So
It really important what she just stated because a lot of us sometimes forget. Not every bit, no business is all year round. There's always downtime, and no matter if there's downtime, being an entrepreneur, you still have bills to pay. You
absolutely.
still got to figure things out, no matter what. The landlord don't want to hear you ain't got rent this month. They don't want to hear that. Comcast want to make sure you better have my internet money. So it's really a unique thing, a big sacrifice, and I love the fact that as you keep pushing, you'll see that your business just starts to flourish and flourish. And my biggest thing of why I love seeing entrepreneurs such as yourself is that you guys are leaving wealth behind. You guys are leaving a legacy behind. You're leaving something that's so valuable that a lot of our parents, down to my parents, coming from the Haitian culture, we didn't have it. We didn't leave nothing behind. So now it's such a blessing to see young individuals coming from nothing and growing to that something. And I want to piggyback on one other part. You said, I love how you said a lot of us don't understand how much the backing is important. That is so important. Like people, if your friends or family is starting something and you see they're trying to grow, it's okay to support sometimes financially. It's okay to support mentally. It's okay to just support, no matter what your support may be. It might just be her opening up her business. You came and painted, you came and tiled for her and say, look, I'm not charging you. This is my investment to you growing your business. It's okay to support because it's so beneficial. Um, it's such a blessing to really hear all your journey. Condolences to, of course, the sacrifice. But it's such a great thing that you're doing, growing every day, giving a lot of women so much power to understand that anyone could do it too. For people that's on social media, how can they get a hold of you? What's your website? How do they get in touch with Nitra Baker herself? Talk to me.
So my website is www.dollhouseculture.com. My
Okay.
name is Dollhouse Culture, it's all one word. And Facebook is Dollhouse and Culture. So it's a space between Dollhouse and Culture.
It's amazing. Do you have IG and all that good stuff?
Yes, Instagram is
Okay.
Dollhouse.
Oh, Dollhouse Culture also. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. People, you heard it here first. People, this is amazing. Dollhouse Culture CEO giving us the insights, telling us about her journey from Ohio startup. People, again, from the bottom. She started a women's venture. She's doing great. She's growing. And again, she's telling you the ups and downs about entrepreneurship. Um, what's some advice before we close out? What would be some advice you could give an upcoming entrepreneur who wants to start, who wants to get in business, who don't know which way to go? Like, what's some advice you could give them? Look, I want to be an entrepreneur. What should I do first? Where should I go? What should I do?
Got it. Um, I would have definitely gotten a mentor to make things
Okay.
easier. Definitely. But if you're doing it yourself, you have to believe in yourself. Like no
For
matter
sure.
good and bad days, you have to stay consistent. You have to do things when you don't feel like it. You have to invest in, seminars and books and learning things and studying
100%.
do. Investing in what you believe in is very like beneficial down the line. It may not happen right away, but keep going, stay consistent, and have faith. Believe in what you're doing. Believe in God. Keep God with you through everything that you're doing, because that's very important.
People, you heard it here first. Nietzsche Baker. People, if you have any questions, feel free to post your question. Actually, we got a couple questions. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see what we have. Let me see if we have questions or just comments. Okay. Okay, we got Renee says you look beautiful, sis. Okay.
Thank you.
Kia Kai, she says beautiful and very well spoken. That's my baby girl.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Luna says very true. I'm not sure to which part, but she says very true. It can't be me. It must be you. Rachel says even liking and sharing posts is such a support. That's very true. People, we need more support in everything that we do, and this is also my support to businesses, small businesses, because I want people to be aware of who has businesses, who are professional, who has started from the bottom, who could of course love to have your business. Because again, we sometimes go to these big multi-billion-dollar companies and we're not satisfied. We're not getting treated fairly.
Right.
We're not a human being. We're just a number. We're just a client that just walks out the door. They don't even meet us. They don't know who we are. They don't know what our real taste is. With Nietzsche, what I like about her, what Ms. Baker is doing is niching what she sells and services to you guys to make sure you're happy, it fits you, you feel good about yourself, and of course you love what the product is that she's delivering to you. Appreciate you, Nietzsche. Thank you for DollHouse Coach CEO. This is amazing. Appreciate all the love. Thank you for everybody who's on this live. Make sure you guys support by clicking like and sharing. I appreciate you spending some time with me. Love the blazer. The pink blazer is so amazing, by the way. I love it. I got to say that before I get off. Okay, I guess somebody else got to say. I thought we answered this question, but I guess somebody got a question for you. Nietzsche, my friend, wants to know what made you become an entrepreneur. I guess they want you to answer that question again. Here we go.
So what made me want to become an entrepreneur is, again, the tragedy of losing my son. It really changed my perspective. I wanted to be in nursing school, and I had to, I was on bed rest, so I had to take off from school. And basically, just every day that I got up and I went to do that job, it made me become more miserable. Like I was grieving. And I believe someone told me, like, you need to find something that you love to do every day.
Facts.
And do it every day. Don't wallow in self-pity. I needed to be distracted. I needed to grieve and cope. And it became my coping mechanism to do something that I love to do. And it was it was a push to get away from what I was doing. That's what did it for me.
Well, that's a real, imagine to lose such a loved one and be motivated to say, you know what, I want more and I want to keep that promise and still move over, which is such a blessing. And say, I still want to grow. I want to keep that promise to my son no matter what. And to look at her today, smiling, looks beautiful. She's sharing her story. People, give it up. This is a blessing. Nietzsche Baker in the building, DollHouse Culture. Shouts out to you, CEO. Thank you. I appreciate you being on this live, taking some time, 30, 40 minutes out your day to, of course, give us a little gist about the DollHouse Culture. Make sure you go to her website, support her, purchase some things, and, of course, thank God we are alive today. Appreciate all of you. May God bless. Like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com alongside Nietzsche Parker.
Thank you.
DollHouse Culture, people.